How many of you can recall waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or perhaps even earlier, to drag yourself to school half asleep? This is something I'm pretty confident most of us can identify with due to the American school system. Or maybe you can recall staying up all night working on an assignment just to be rewarded with a few measly hours of sleep. School start times, specifically in high school, has been an ongoing battle for decades. Studies have shown that later school start times can improve grades, mood, safety in teens, but the problem comes when it comes to time after school. Teens don't get enough sleep, and I think we can all agree with this based off of personal experiences, because I know I can. As a society, we put massive amounts of pressure on our young people to stretch themselves as thin as possible, to be in countless activities when there are only so many hours in a day. Studies have shown a positive overall association between school start times and adolescent sleeping schedules, which heavily supports the movement to delay school start times. Well, if this is the consensus, then why hasn't anything been put into action? Many people push off this issue by arguing what would be done about the more limited time after school hours, because if school's going to start later, it must end later as well. This issue can be simply put as, do you value a few afternoon hours or health and performance? Sadly, I think it can be seen that health is being overlooked by many school systems, and it can affect performance. In 2017, a study of high school students between the ages of 13 and 16 was done to track their absences due to illness and their overall academic performance as their school start time was altered. The study was done over 4 years. The school started at 8:50 a.m. the first and fourth year, and at 10 o'clock a.m. the second and third year. The results are flooring. A 50% decrease in student illness was seen over the 2 years the school started at 10 o'clock a.m. And when reverted back to an 8:50 a.m. start time, a 30% increase in illness was seen. Not only were there drastic changes in health, but in academic performance as well. There was a 12% increase in the students' academic scores on national testing when the school started at 10 o'clock a.m. You may ask yourself, if it's so beneficial for students, then why has nothing changed? It may not be widespread, but some schools have made this change. This change can be made by communities and parents who are willing to push administration and lobby for change. The only downside is the limited time after school hours for sports, after school activities, and homework. But none of these factors take up enough time to pose any real threat to students. Most sporting events start at 5 o'clock or later. After school meetings and activities usually last a maximum of 30 minutes to an hour, and students usually have about 2 hours of homework a night or less. Students would have to change very little about their schedules to accommodate their time in school, and they would gain the energy and motivation to use their waking hours as wisely as possible. It's been proven that students need their sleep to succeed, and 6 o'clock alarms and 8 o'clock classes are limiting their abilities. Think of what students could be capable of if they were given the advantage of a good night's sleep. We've seen the results sleep can have on students' performance and health, and you may have even experienced this firsthand. Imagine being given the opportunity to wake up refreshed and ready for a new day, rather than being in a slump. Instead of hearing students say, "I am exhausted," let's try to hear more "good mornings." It's amazing to think what students over the years have been deprived of because of early school start times disrupting their sleep schedules, their mental health, opportunities, their physical health, and so much more. Students are our future, so we should be striving to give them the best head start into the world, starting with thinking about their health and performance, not just the most convenient schedule for everybody else. Most everybody can recall being a high school student and the early morning drag that looms over the entire day. These experiences are crucial to the development of social tendencies, sound mental health, a strong work ethic, and healthy relationship with work. Young minds are growing every day. Let's help them reach maximum capacity. School systems around the U.S. have realized the detriment of the early start times to their students, and some have made the change. It's our job as communities, parents, and even students to ask for what we need in our education. If school systems are truly in the students' best interest, they will take notice of this issue. Our young people are the future of our world, so let's try to make it a bright one. Thank you.